Yes, yes.
This is place where I'm stuck basically. So connection pool, um,
Request
and I've
cannot be.
tried many different things with the. Um, it says invalid username password here, and I've gone to the config files here. In all these config files, updated the password, this password with the ampersand sign. You know what I'm talking about, and
Yeah, yeah.
then I restarted again. So it does encrypt the password again, but when I come over here, it just keeps throwing me this message: Apex template pool and cannot be connected directly.
Okay. So, so okay, got it. I mean, do you have anything like related to the, related to the application or built-in things, like because this is something which is related to the server, like, or the
Yeah.
installation part. I have an idea about it. I did this activity, but there are, few set of things that we can check, and it will take some time, frankly speaking, because there are
Oh,
different things that we need to check for this. But I mean, apart from that, like, do you have anything related to the development perspective? Do you have anything?
for the development, so what I had to do was then I went to another machine, which is my one of my client's machine. So I installed it using a different method, and on that machine, which I cannot share here, I was able to install and have done practice. And I think I'm still stuck when the file is uploaded on the example that you had shown with the Apex.
Mhm.
Uh, when the file is uploaded, then from that file, how to take that file to the operating system and then save it there. That part,
Okay.
yeah.
So do you, you can make an example on free Apex workspace and then show it to me, because orally I can tell you how it can be done, but if you have the example, then I will do in front of you. Because that could be more impactful.
Yeah, that's why I was trying to install on this so I can show it to you. I cannot show that machine to you because that machine is for Homeland Security, Department of Homeland Security, federal government, and I cannot show you that
Not,
screen.
not that. That I understand. You cannot share the machine, but you can create some sample file like similar to that, like on Excel or CSV,
Oh,
and then
okay.
you can do that. That you can do, right?
Yes, I
Because if
can.
you will able to do how to do this, then you similarly, like, you will be able to do that as well.
Okay, let me get that sample file. Hmm, just 1 minute.
Because there is nothing else we have to do. Only whatever the file you will upload, it will upload in the temp file. Temp table, like for the file upload temp file, something like that. uh, Only, you need to parse that. That's it, like, once it is uploaded.
Yeah. Um, mm, Let me share that file here.
Basically, you are trying to upload some file, but once
Yeah.
it is showing like upload successful, you will not be able to parse that into Apex, something like that. That is
Yes, yes. That's where I'm stuck. And how to first copy it out to the operating system
operating system means like on server.
on server. Yeah.
I think I provide you one code, set of code, like where we can, it will, Oracle has some utilities, like with the help of dbms underscore lob, like we can create some temporary directories, and then we will take it blog from there, and then We will
Yeah,
go.
I could not reach that yet, uh, and I did not remember how to do that part. I think
But
once we have the recordings, then I'll be able to take a look at what was done back then. I think I don't have
okay,
the copy of the recordings that what you had shown.
but
So I was
like
just,
okay,
I think Soumya is trying to give access to LMS, where we can actually see the recordings of the session
okay.
that we have done. I don't have the recordings.
Hmm.
So, okay, let me stop sharing my screen here. Just 1 minute. Hmm, where is the way to stop? Hmm, mhm. I don't have a button for stop sharing. Hmm, okay, here it is.
Shared components, data uploading capabilities, right?
Yeah.
That
So,
was the things. But apart from that, there are also lot of things which are not mentioned, but we covered like Apex Link, data uploading with the different techniques, because in that there is only one method
I
mentioned,
mean,
but we have covered different.
here is the
Hmm?
curriculum that was shared with me,
Mm-hmm.
and so you're saying that we have covered all these different parts of the curriculum.
Yeah, more, yes, few things are still not here, but we have covered that. Like, is there theme roller or themes and templates? Yes, we have covered. Shared component, page processing, page rendering is not here. We have covered. App builder, like that's the basic.
Yeah, app builder. App builder has many parts, so I don't know if you've covered all the parts. But have you covered Ajax, multiple pages?
Multiple pages, understanding where transaction to do. So yeah, this is JavaScript, like where we can put like global level, we can put page level, theme roller level on multiple pages. So yeah, we have covered that. Which one like you seems like that is not covered, but it should be?
Have you covered Ajax? It just seems to me that we haven't gone through this. We have only looking at that one document that you were showing,
Mhm.
and um, that's what I'm trying to point to.
Yeah, I mean, because I mean, I am saying we have covered like some things which are not here, but we have covered.
It's something that are not here, but in the document. I'm
Yes.
okay. Let me rephrase it.
Because that
Yeah.
is, that could be generic, like for example, as soon as new implementation or new versions comes in, new things like has been introduced, right?
Mhm.
Like we have covered authentication or authorization with different ways, but there is no way mentioned like which one is covered or not, like. And there are many more things like user interface attributes. We have covered lots of things which are not here, like application items, everything in the shared component one by one we have covered. But there are, I mean, there is not as much explanation, like data uploading functionalities with different things we have covered, but that is not here.
Sumaya, would you be able to please share the access to howsoever we can access the recordings?
Like error handling is not here, but we have covered debugging features, we have covered like how to set up the performance wise which things can impact it, that we have covered, but these are not mentioned here.
Yeah, so what I was told was the syllabus is this plus the Word document. So you're saying the things that are mentioned in the Word document but not here that we have covered.
See, I mean, whatever the as a part of Apex developer, what needs to be covered, that is extensively covered. I'm sure on that. For example, if we are talking about like Apex, so there are lots of things like we cannot write each and everything. For example, if we're talking about the region attribute, in one region we can create 50 kind of things. Like we can create calendars. We have not covered calendars because if you know how to use Apex, if you know how to create report, how to create forms, y- I mean, you can create wizards as well. Because if you got to know how to create wizards, you will be able to create calendars, like, right? So there are many things. If we go one by one, I mean, even in 6 months or 3 months, we cannot cover each and everything, because syllabus means something like we can cover, like, how to do this with this, like, right? So we can learn how to use this in the Apex. So if you go to know how to learn three, four things, five things, six things, like example, right? For example, if we talk about the dynamic actions, there are 40 plus ways to create a dynamic action, right? But like we cannot write dynamic action. I mean, we cannot see one by one for different 40 ways. Even apart from that 40 ways, there is a custom option. In that custom option, we can write hundred of ways, right? But whatever which I feel that is required to know, like how to externally use CSS, how to upload the CSS if the file size is getting increased. I mean, that is most important things that we already covered, and these are already listed in your recording. You can go and check how to use
Yeah.
external JavaScript libraries if you are working with the very high-end clients, or I mean, very big clients. You should know how to use the APIs, how to consume the RESTful services. But I'm not sure these are mentioned here or not, but these are the most important things that we have covered. But each and every attribute, if you go to the, I mean, basics or advanced level, we have covered. But each and every attribute, like, that is not, like, possible to cover. For example, if you say me, like, I you have not given me example of dynamic action with the double click. So we give example of click, but if you know how to use click dynamic action, you will able to know how to use double click or mouse over. That we also not did, but we
No,
did some
no,
basics. If you know how, that the idea is to help the corporate guys who are coming for a training, to let them know how to use the dynamic action. If they know one way, two way, three way, other 37 ways they will cover from their side, right?
no, that's
So that.
fine, Sahil. But I mean, I know, we can actually change the triggering action
Mhm.
instead of a single click. We can, from the drop down on the right,
Right.
we can pick up it. So that's fine. That's a fine example. But there are portions that we haven't covered, so that's what I'm trying to find out. Have we covered Ajax?
See, we have covered JavaScript, right? We have covered the JavaScript, and we have covered the page processing and page rendering, right? But in page processing, there are different ways that where we can write the page processing. In that, there is Ajax. We can also incorporate that as well, like, right? If you know how to write a page processes, you will be able to write the Ajax processes.
But I mean, if you say, well, we have covered JavaScript, in that case, we talked about JavaScript for 15 minutes, and then we can say, yeah, we covered everything, because everything is JavaScript as such. The entire internet is JavaScript, so we covered entire internet. I think that's actually not a reasonable argument. But nevertheless, Somaya, can you please share the recordings? Because I think we keep going back to the recordings and we don't have access to the recordings.
Okay, so we will talk about our topic, which is pending. So important export. So as per the name implies, import means something that we are, importing, or adding on into our application, and exporting means something that we are exporting something from uh, application or from a page, just for our backup, okay, or future references. So export can be done at page level, uh, application level, and any shared component. I mean, whatever you can see in the shared component, if you need export of that, so if we do the app export, it will cover the export of the shared components as well. Okay, so in the app builder. So this app builder that you can see,
So what is the
once you,
purpose of export import then? So for
so
example, we have
purpose,
two different environments. So if we export the application from one environment, we can import it in the other environment.
yeah, but both should be have same version. I mean, for example,
See?
like I have three databases. One is my dev environment, one is my QA environment, which is quality analyst, and one is my productive environment, right? But
Mhm.
obviously, like, I mean, all should have this constant version, like 21, 21, and 21, right? So
Version, and what about the minor version? What about the patch set?
uh, that should, I mean, if you need, I mean, as per my understanding, we cannot update, I mean, directly take a export from the another app and put it into the another different version app. So we need to apply the I mean, do the app upgrade for that. For example, all should have the same version. I mean, that is the basic.
So the database version should be the same, and the app version should be the
database
same.
version database version does not matter, only
Oh,
the
okay.
apex version matter, like, because if we are doing the app to app migration, for
Mhm.
example, if we are doing app to app means if we are doing anything from the Oracle Apex to Oracle Apex, then it should have the similar version, right? For example, this is 24.2.2 version. So that is the expectation. It should, once it is imported, it should be on the similar version. But I have
Mhm.
not tried it on the lower version or higher version yet, because uh, I mean, wherever, I used to work with the applications, so all these, I mean, Apex has the similar versions.
Okay.
Hmm.
And what about the ORDS version? Does it matter?
Yeah, that does not matter. So if, say,
Okay.
there is incompatibilities with the ORDS, so I think that does not matter.
And for the application version, say for example, you're showing 24.2. Um, is that just the minor version is sufficient? 24.2. What about the patches that have been applied on top of 24.2? I'm talking about the standalone edition.
Okay, so that is actually a DB activity. I mean, DBA will take care that part. So I am not much familiar with the patches, like how to add on the
No,
patches,
no, I'm
like
not
for that.
asking about applying the patches. I'm asking about can we import and export from say 24.21 to 24.22?
Uh, I have not tried that, but there
Okay.
could be an error, like it was imported from the lower version or something like that. So it could be possible that you will get an error.
Okay. 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 Let's see how that works. Thank you. Let's and
Because
usually you
the,
import export. Sorry. Go ahead.
the reason is we cannot do import on the higher, I mean, import on the higher version. For example, this is a classic report, right? I mean, this is if I took the application backup of the 24 version and I put it on the 25 version, okay, let's
Hmm.
suppose this classic report has been depreciated in the 25 version, right? But it will not allow me to import that, right? Because of the, then there is a version incompatibility, right?
Okay. So I cannot go from higher version to the. I cannot import to a lower version, but I can import into a higher version.
That you need to check, like, because usually wherever you will, I mean wherever you will be working, so all the versions should have the constants, right? I mean, if dev is, because if you have three environments, all should have the same version, right? 21,
Hmm.
21, 21. So
Right.
yeah, so basically we don't do like that. Yeah, lower
Yeah.
to higher we cannot do, but higher to lower, that I think, let me think, higher 24.
In the
No,
Oracle.
we cannot do any higher to lower as well, right? We cannot.
Oh, okay. So it has to be exact same version. Okay.
Yeah, because there was an scenario. So customer uh, was on, for example, 23 versions, but dev was on 21 version. Then we did the manual changes because
Oh,
we were not able to export the application. So app upgradation needs to be required. Like there was an error. It was I mean exported from the different version, and that is incompatible. So you will not be able to do, I think. Yeah, in both the
So,
cases.
okay. And if you're working on, say, 21 version and we
Mhm.
have to import in 22, so then in that case, we can actually upgrade the Apex version in the lower environment to the higher version, and then
Yes,
the
yes.
two
Firstly, we
versions will.
will apply the patches in the dev, and once that is successfully applied, we will see our application is working fine or not. Once confirmed, we will apply the patches on the production system.
So if the say for the import export, say if the development was done in say version 19 and and now we are on version 22, for example. In that case, when we upgrade the Apex, does
Mhm.
it matter when we migrate the import export the app from one environment to the other that it was originally developed in 19, then upgraded to 22, and then the target environment is 23?
No, there is no as such issues. But only
Mhm.
thing is we need to capture the functionalities. I mean, test our
Yeah.
functionalities. Either they are working correctly or not.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Sorry. All
For
right.
example, if you are, if you for example you are working on version 18, right? But
Mhm.
there is a tabular form in 18 version, right? But
Mhm.
in 23 version there is no tabular form, right? So
Yeah.
you will be no, so it will be kind of a depreciated feature. So you, once you will update your dev environment and do the testing, you will go to know your tabular forms are not working correctly, right? Because that feature is depreciated. Then you need to manually change that functionality from the tabular form to the interactive grid, and ask the customer to test on QA environment, and then you will have to move your tabular forms to the interactive grid, like something like that.
Mhm.
Because
Okay.
they provide the provisions. For example, if some feature is working on 18, but in 21, once you migrated to 21, it will working there. It could be possible it will show you as a like show legacy or something like that. Once you will go to the regions, you will see some options like as a show legacy, like where you can see tabular forms. But in the next fewer version, that could be totally go away. I mean, so that is kind of a sign from the Oracle, like that this feature is going to be depreciated in the new, in the coming release. Like please upgrade your app or something like that.
Mhm. Okay. Okay. Let's see how that import export works, and can it be done at the um, specific, say we just want within the app we have different components, we just want to region based on the region only rather than upgrading importing exporting the entire app, can we do it parts of the app also?
I don't think we cannot do that, because
Mm,
databases are different. Na? For example, dev could be linked with the test environment, and production could be linked with the different workspace that is linked with the different schema. So you will get an error. It is exported from different schema. You will not be able to do that.
okay, so we have to do it at the app level.
Yeah, app level, yes. Either app level, or I think there is an option like with the help of Git repository, there could be like we can create the branching in the Jira or something like that. Create branch or something. You can manually add your things. So there is a different process, not in. I mean, so that I think you need to follow in that case, where you can add on where is your change, region level change or what change. They will give you exact comparisons, what was previous and what is new. I mean, so that is with the help of the Git, I think Git integration or something like that. You will be do that. Like there is a option of creating the branch based on your changing in the Jira Agile methodology. Like so,
Hmm.
there is a different way, but I mean, very few, I mean, are using that. But usually we cannot do, I mean, page to page, like whatever you're saying.
Okay.
Okay, so let's talk about the page level. Like for example, this is a page, and if I added this page, so I'm going to page number one, which is the current page I'm working on. Okay, so if you click on this sign, utilities sign, you will be able to see different options, right? Export option you can see. So once
Yeah.
you click on the export option,
So we can export at the page level.
yes, we can export as page. So why page
And
level? For example, I am working on the task 112 and you are working on the task 113, right? So
hmm,
first thing is we will ask the developer to log the page so that other cannot work on that page. For example, there could be a ticket open where I need to work and you also need to work, but I don't want, once I'm working on the home page, I don't allow other developer to work on. So better to log this page. Click on this icon, like working on ticket 112. I will unlock page once changes done. Lock. So for other developers, they will not be able to change anything on this page. For other developers, this page will work as a read only. So once
okay.
they will come on to this page, they will get a message, this message,
Okay.
and then they will see your name, like I'm unlocked this page against this, or this message will
Okay.
be visible to them. So once
And then
you did your changes, you
who
can
can
just,
actually can export? Only the person who has locked it can export, or
no, no,
other people can export?
anybody who has the access of the app builder can import export.
Okay. Okay.
Yes. So now click
I
on
mean,
this.
isn't there? Aren't there any roles where only admin will be doing the change management from one environment to the other? Because if everybody can do it, then that
I
could be an issue.
don't I don't think so. I mean, there could be an option, but usually, I mean, this is the only like way. I mean, whatever, because if you create a user, if you create a user as a developer means it has all the rights, right?
Hmm.
So they will have a right to import, I mean, export or import something like that. But there could be a utility available, like we may be able to find out. Uh, yeah. Okay, so this is the for example, if I, as a developer, if I am going to work on any ticket, so my first thing is to take a export of that page, so that if anything wrong happen on from my side, I will quickly import that. Okay,
Hmm.
so basically, these are the audit information, these are the file set characters. So take all things as it is. So as of, I mean, not as of now, just click on the export. So once you first time try to export, just click on the export, it will be automatically exported. So F for something like 248,952, this is the name of the app, underscore page underscore one means this is page number one of this app. Okay, and that's it. Okay, I took the export of this page. Let's suppose during my development, uh, I accidentally click this button, like delete
Hmm.
print button, and I hit the save. I reload. Then I go to know I accidentally deleted this page or something wrong happened with this page. I need to uh, revert my change. But how can I revert? Because my changes are saved. So in this case, we can import our exported page because we already took a backup of this page, right? So go to the application, from the application from where it page belongs, click on the export import, and then import export or remote deployment, three options are showing. So import, once we click on the import button, then drag and drop, just click here. I mean, there are different components showing. So application, page, or component export. I mean, if there is any application or page or any component of the shared, it will, take it here. So if there is any UI or if there is any REST source, so based on the file type, you can do the import or export. So we usually do this first file type that we most commonly used. This is the thing that is the most commonly used, and I have also used only these three: application, page, or component. Okay, and then click on the drag and drop. Just go to the downloads and then choose the page that you have, that you want to import. Click on next. Okay, and then click on the, it is saying like this is the workspace, and this is the name into the application where this page is going to install, and this is the page number. Page id means page number. Page number 1 you are going to install. And okay, and this page is exported from application in the current workspace. If it is exported from different workspace, you will get different error. This page was exported from different application, so I mean we cannot import this page or something like that if it is something which is not fulfilled up. So based on the installation you will get a message. So now this page is not coming, but now if I do the install page, so it will take some seconds. This will say a message that you are requested to that existing page 1 in the application. This can be removed and replaced by a page to be installed. Please confirm this request. Means basically before replacing the page, consider creating a backup. So you can create a backup of the entire application or just selected page. This is just a generic message because they are going to replace current page with the uploaded page, whatever we have uploaded. I said okay, replace page. Now the page has been installed. Okay, this is the message like page has been successfully installed. You can edit page. You will be able to see the print timeline which I deleted is now back along with their dynamic action that it contains. Okay, now I reload this one. You can see this JavaScript is button is back. Okay, so this is how to do import, export or import at page level.
Hmm.
So if for example you're working on this page and you forgot to take a backup and you did something which is wrong, as per my understanding, up to 59 minutes you can take a backup. I mean, for example,
Oh, there's
as
a
of dash minutes. So
okay,
I think 59 minute is the
a flashback. Okay.
flashback default 3 hours. So there is some limit of this, but exactly how much that I don't remember. Previously it was 59 minutes because the
We
message was showing like 59
In
minutes or
cloud it will
something.
be 59 minutes, but in the local environment it will be based on the size of the flashback.
Okay. So as of whatever the minutes we choose, 4 minutes, 3 minutes, 2 minutes, if we click on the export, it will do just a minute. Okay. Yeah. So
There's a
based on
wedding.
the as
There's
on
a wedding.
minutes.
There's a wedding going on there. Um, is there a wedding going on there, Sahil?
Hello.
Yeah, yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Yes. So
Is there a
now,
wedding going on? Are you in a wedding or somewhere?
no, 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 no. I am not in a wedding. So some, I think there is a temple near my home. So somebody before wedding they used to visit the temple.
Okay, okay, okay.
Yeah. Uh, okay. So this is the page number. Like we are at page number at one. Yes. So I don't remember exactly how much duration we can take, but I think previously it was 59 minutes. As on date, we can choose and we can do the export if
Say, just
accidentally we
do,
do.
yeah,
Mhm.
just do 70 minutes and see if it will allow.
But how we will go to know either it
Oh
is
yeah,
because we
yeah,
do not have any change
yeah,
70
yeah, you're
minutes
right.
ago on this page. That is the thing. I mean,
Yeah.
okay, so okay, and yeah.
So basically, if we make any, if there is any
Mhm,
fault, we can then go and export as of time duration, which is in the past,
mhm.
and then
Right, right,
from that export we import back in.
right.
Okay.
Because
Uh,
different companies have different set of rules. For example, some companies has based the schedulers, like, so that they will be a daily backup every night or
ah,
something like that, right? So if
yeah.
there is something major breakdown, they will pull the backup from there. Or some companies doing on hourly basis, like they have some critical data, so if some developer or someone by mistakenly did some change which needs to not to be happen, so they will take a backup of the previously, from their previously job or scheduler. So
Yeah.
maximum there could be a loss of 1 hour work, but they will
Mm.
regain. Yeah.
And is the backup of the database or is the backup of
No, no,
the
backup of the application Apex
oh, from
application.
here export import?
Yes. Application is different, backup is different, database backup is different, but
Mm.
application backup we can schedule via jobs or scheduler. So there are different ways of doing that. I mean,
Okay.
there are custom set of rules available online, like in the Apex site. So by doing that, I mean, based on your convenient, we can do that.
Custom set of eh, I
I
didn't
mean,
understand.
custom set, I mean to say, for example, if you want to schedule backups daily basis, right, on your server, like wherever you in your directory, or you need to create some folder. So there is a code available on the internet, like based on that, you can just do the export automatically using the Oracle scheduler jobs. I mean, that I mean to say.
Code available where um,
For example, how you manage the database backup. So there could be some scripts, right, that you have run or schedule that will daily took the backups,
mhm.
right. Similarly, that in Oracle Apex, there are scripts available. So doing that, you can take a automatic backups, like based on your based on your requirement, if required.
Got it. Okay.
Hmm. Even sometimes scripts not required, there is one admin users, right? So if you are working in the Apex and if you are workspace admin, so there is one another admin, you will see this is a developer admin, there is a one workspace login, right?
Mhm.
You may have an idea. So there
Yeah,
is
yeah.
also an
When
option like
I
just
installed it on the other machine, it works over there. So the first thing is the admin of the workspace, which actually
right.
creates and manages the, yeah.
So there could be a automatic backup option. I think if you own that, they will automatically take care. I think there is a new feature introduced. So there is just a utility, I mean, just on the application, automatic backup, there is an option. If you own that, it will automatically takes the backup up to last 15 or 20 days. I mean, there is an option. I mean, the recent
Mhm.
versions, like,
Okay.
so yeah, so this is all about the page levels. So similar to that, so if you need to do some changes on multiple pages, and it is better to take a application backup, right? So how to do the application backup? Same way, import or export. This time we will click on the export, and then you can see uh, this application name updated this 11 pages. So there are some things, so which could be there are some options like you can see. So these could basically, we used to take these as a default options like, okay. So if we click on the export, it will be exported just like page one. If we click on the export, so it will be the whole application is now exported. So if you want to import this, use the same option, like click on the application, click on the import export, click on the import. Just like importing the page, you can import the application, like just click here, choose the your application, and then click on the next. Okay. But set of rules, or whatever the options, that could be little different. For example, install that application, auto assign new application id. So do you want to create it as another new application, or you want to reuse this application? If we, or you want to change application id. For currently my application id is what? Application id is this one, right? So there are three options like auto assign new application id. If I choose this, it means similar to this one copy application could be created, because it will
Mm.
be auto generated id and it will not replace my application. If I use this one, let's go one by one. If I use this one, install application, it is installing the application. So now currently we have this application name. You will be able to see same application has been installed, but name is different, 234325. This is new
Mm.
application, older is 248952. If I click on the edit application, so you can see Apex Training 2025, two applications. Apex Training, you can see two applications,
Yeah.
right? One is
Mm.
this one and one is this one. Both are identical, no difference.
Mm.
Okay, this is the one way. Like, let me delete one application. Just go to application, delete application, permanently delete. Okay, now one application is deleted. Now again I am going to this application. I am saying export import. Now I am saying import, sorry. I choose the same application like from the downloads which was previously exported. So this time I choose second option, reuse application ID. This one, it means it will delete, I mean basically kind of truncate, right, in the database. So it will do that kind of way. It will replace existing application and it will create new application with the same application ID. I mean same application, you know just copy and replace, something like that. Control v control r, it will work like that. If I use reuse install application, it will throw one message maybe, but it's not showing. Okay, it is successfully installed. Edit application. Mm, sorry, I installed the application which I deleted. Sorry, I need to install the different application. I mean I installed the same application which I deleted recently. That's why I did not get copy, I mean replace method.
Okay.
I mean that the reason I again deleted it. This is the application ID 234325. Export import. I will choose import 4325. Not this one. Download 4325. No, there is no application yet. So let me do export of this application firstly. Export. Okay. Now I again go to the app builder, go to the training. This is application uh, 234325.
Mm.
Import. I will choose same 234325. Okay. Now I click on the next. Once it is clicked, it is saying reuse the application from the imported, right? It will reuse the same application number. I mean, it will copy and replace kind of. Click on the next, confirm replace. Now it is saying you are requested that existing application this can be removed and replaced by the application installed this, right? Please confirm this request. Before replacing an application, consider taking a backup. Yes, we have a backup, so we are replacing the existing application. Now click on the replace application. Now the application has been installed. And similarly, like now application is installed.
Hmm. Basically, application is nothing but an SQL file,
Yeah, basically it is a SQL file, right?
which actually loads into the Apex
Yes, yes.
underscore
If
one
we,
one one
yeah,
host
if
table.
we open, we will able to see like whatever the
Hmm.
application name or whatever things we will able to
Mhm.
see it here. Like, yeah.
Okay. Does it matter if user with the one set of privileges in one environment
Mm-hmm,
created the application, and the user did not have any? Are there any special privileges required? Because in the backend it is executing packages.
mm-hmm.
Um, are there any specific privileges required to do the export import,
Export import. No,
either
I
in the
don't.
application layer or the database layer?
No, no, I don't think so. Like there could be as such.
Because in the backend it is executing the packages.
Yeah, I mean there is basically a set. Basically what we usually do whenever we are going to do a deployment. So basically, firstly, database part will be compiled, and then application at last.
Yeah, okay.
And we will down our Apex server at that time. But how to down that? That is already in the recordings. Like how to keep your application as a unavailable. Like
Hmm.
that part we already covered. Like.
Hmm.
So that this is the way, like with the help we can do the import or export. But now like different options like Apex has been introduced in the new environments. Like for example, now you can see, in newer version there is a remote deployment, but I think we need to create some, do some linking with our dev to prod environment. So they will create some rest source for the
Okay.
for the remote deployment, and just on a single click they will do the deployment without going into that instance. So there could be some set of rules that you need to take care, or if you are okay with this option or not, only that you have to choose. But usually this option not seems to be a good option. People usually love to do the import or export.
Hmm.
This is newly introduced where we can create a job, or API or RESTful service or something like that. So based on our destination server, and both should have the privileges like read write permissions with each other, and then based on that we will do.
Hmm.
So this is how we can do import or export. Every company has its own fundamentals. For example, recently I worked on a project where the user needs, they don't want to do a database deployment. For
Hmm.
example, they don't want to do a for example, they have of Oracle Apex, and on the daily basis they need to do QA, dev to QA deployment. But their developer used to run script in the backend or something like that. So which object has been changed and which does not, right?
Uh-huh.
So over there, like using the we have built form in the Oracle Apex, which will whatever we are doing in the SQL developer, like database difference, right? So same thing that will do in the Apex. So once user click on the migration database migration form, they will be able to see all the forms which are changed, and based on that they click on the generate script. So whatever the changes has been done using the SQL statement, user will get an automatically alert email. So in that, it contains a script file with the extension .sql that includes the whatever the database changes has been
Okay.
changed. They will directly go and run that. Once that is complete, they will down the Apex server and do the deployment within a 10 minutes. I mean, both deployments can has been done. Like,
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, different people, different environments have different requirements. So a lot of times, change management, re-
mhm,
or in most cases, require a different set of people, and there's a separate team for change management.
mhm.
Developers are not allowed to move code from one environment to the other,
Right, right.
especially in government because of security.
Mhm.
There's a separate change management team.
Right, right.
But at least for import export, it helps for the developer where developer can take a backup,
Mhm.
and if
Right,
something
right.
were to go wrong, they can actually restore their own work.
Mhm. Right. And also, like, whenever like we started our class, I mean, I don't know you remember or not, but I told you like whatever we do daily, so it is been like, basically, I mean, the guys who took the class, they usually do. For example, if we worked on the region display selector, interactive grid, classic report, interactive report, so daily basis, I was saying, I mean, everyone to try this thing from your side, so that they will have daily basis questions. For example, if today, for example, we talked about the classic report and then one uploading thing, right? So it is your responsibility, I mean, to try this. And if there is something that you won't be able to do in the next class, you can say I am unable to do this. So in the end of this call, we will have I need 15 minutes to discuss, right? Even I told you we will take class of xyz minute, and after that there could be a uh, I mean, live, live session, like based on your problems. Even for the data upload functionality, I don't know to remember or not, I tried to pull you to try at least this one, right? But still you did not try that, right? There is not single way of data upload. There are 10 to 12 ways, because there is a way to upload via directly PLSQL. There is a way to upload a file from the directory. There is a way to upload the file via Apex engine. There is a way to upload a file via Apex parser. And there is a way to upload a file via in the shared component via data loading techniques. There are different ways. So if you know how to use one way or two way, you will be confident from your side, like that I am confident I did one type or two type. And next type, if you need to do from the server, you will be confident because you already did it at the Apex level or at the PLSQL level. I am confident that you will do at the server level. So that is the thing. There is a lack of, I mean, what I feel, there is a lack of practice from your side. Even I gave you examples of the grids, I tell you how to do the calculations, how to do runtime show and hide, how to make things editable runtime. You can see this is non-editable now. How to add enable disable runtime, how to, I mean, different many more methods we have covered. Even in the JavaScript we have covered like different examples, like how to take the file type via JavaScript, how to do that with the JavaScript, how to embed the external I mean JavaScript library or jQuery library. It is your responsibility to try 7 to 8 different methods. And if somewhere you, I mean, lack, you can come with me, like I am unable to do this. So on this spot I will guide you, right?
Yeah,
But
so for now we have access to the recordings. We'll go back
yeah,
and take a look, and
yes,
once
yes.
we have questions, we'll come back and we'll ask
Mhm.
you, because I think we have only done 12 or 13 hours of training. So Amia, in the beginning, she said that this will be 25 to 30 hours of training, and if you
Mhm.
look at the recordings, I think we are hardly even 12 hours. If you leave out the initial
No,
part
no,
where we,
not 12 hours. So I
I mean,
have already not.
look at the
I have.
recordings. Look at
Mhm.
the
You,
recordings.
yeah, you can look at the recording, but I think there is one session which happened without recording. I think so. But if you go to know, you will directly. I mean, you will see there is a more than 20 hours that I know. But rest things depends on your side, like how you are taking
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
I mean,
I
how
mean,
much
how we learn
serious you are.
it depends on us. But I think what we are talking about is
Mhm.
how we are
But
actually
yeah,
doing the
if
course.
Yes,
And
if we
I
if
think that's the question over here.
yeah, if you show me now, like we have not covered the Ajax thing, right? So there are more than 20 things that I can show it to do which we don't cover. So it is like your responsibility to practice the things, and if there is any problem
Now
you
you are
can come
repeating
up
the
with
same thing over and
question.
again. Okay, can we not? Can you open that Word document,
Mhm,
the one with the syllabus? Yeah. Can you go at the top and we can actually go through it?
mhm.
So we have not done the responsive web pages.
We have done the example of the media queries, how to do use the media queries, how to resize to any device. There is a recording, but I'm not sure you was there on that call or not, but Prachi was there. Prachi, do you remember like we use media queries?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, so
this
recording
is
is there
covered.
then. Okay.
Recording is there because there are 4 to 5 classes which you missed. Like there is already a gap of 8 hours, you can say.
I think I missed two classes.
That I'm not sure, you can check there, but yeah, collections we have done,
And
right?
when the classes were being scheduled, I specifically told um, Soumya that I need flexibility. And she said, no, 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 we'll schedule according to your schedule. I mean, Prachi was there. So I said, all right, go ahead. You were there. And I didn't want to hold you guys back. So, but that doesn't mean that, but anyway, that's water under the bridge. It's neither here or there.
Okay,
Can
okay.
we
That's
just go
not a
through
big
this?
issue. It
Yeah.
was your responsibility to highlight this thing. Like I am not here, I don't need class because I need both, right? I need
Now you're arguing for
my
absolutely no reason. Can we just look at the syllabus right now?
yeah, yeah, yeah. We are already looking that manual forms, right? We have done. I mean, this is depreciated feature. Manual form we have done. Not this is not depreciated. People don't use this feature, but we have created forms, manual forms. How to create a form, how to map report with form. We have already done like this one. Error
Which
handling
language?
there is,
I
mhm.
think the language is not correct. So manual, I don't know what that word is.
So manual tabular form, this is basically legacy feature. We have covered
Mm,
interactive grids, which is the same thing. I mean, which is the same thing, but
mm.
grids are more flexible. Manual tabular forms are now depreciated, so it is still in this, here, but I need to update the interactive grid instead of the manual forms. But manual form with PL SQL, like this we have done. How to create a form, how to create a report, and how to map that report with the form, that we have done, along with the how to manage their UI, of the form, that we have covered. Error handling we have covered. There is a separate class on the error handling. I don't know like you joined that or not. There was a lecture on debugging option, how to debug, how to find out the error which we won't be able to catch via runtime, but we can do with the using the Apex debugging techniques. Like debugging we have done. Performance wise, I have introduced I think 7 to 8 methods. How to which what are the things which settings which impact the application performance, and how to use that, dynamic report source or paginations. So that we have covered. Like, so how to like uh, how production issues we can resolve. There was an API that I provided, like Apex debug messages. This is already covered. REST services we have covered. Apex report we have covered, like interactive reports, action menu, checkboxes or something, right? APIs, theme roller we have covered. Page rendering and processing we have covered, like before header processes, after header processes, dynamic action validations, processing, after processing. These all are the type. Shared components we have covered. Authentication, authorization we have covered. global CSS, where to put, how to create the breadcrumb, how to use it as a page level, how to make it conditional, like, yeah, JavaScript's data uploading capabilities we have covered.
Okay, so you're saying all this is already covered and there are
Yeah,
recordings
all,
for this.
yeah, recordings are there. Yeah.
Okay,
But if
all right.
there is something that you find like which is not covered, you can like tell me. I mean, import export. We wasn't, it was not covered, but now I told you like how to do import or export or something.
Okay, okay, no, sounds good. And I saw the email that came in for the recordings, so I will
Mhm.
actually take a look at it. Um, and I still don't understand why you had to take that such an aggressive posture. Even right now, if I ask anything, you start into an argument mode, which is totally weird. I don't find it very odd to argue with you. I don't even know why there is a reason for that. So, and what issue you have right now. So, but nevertheless, if you have covered it, so is there anything else that has to be covered today?